Yeah, this is Bob working on the 64 Galaxie, not XL, but it's going to look like an XL. Anyway, I hurt my back. I'm not sure how. I didn't really do anything special. I just bent down and it hurt. That was last Monday. So it's healing now. And then the other part is I'm getting ready to prime and paint, but the temperature is too low and I don't want to mess with it. And then, so in this video, I guess it's been like 4 weeks. I'm not sure. So in this video, I think I'm getting some things ready to paint. I'm tearing apart the console. I'm trying to figure out how to use a paint sprayer. I've never done it before. I'm going over some things that might not matter. I haven't really edited it, but that's where it's at. Okay, that's good. Again, all I need is a backing for the Bondo. I'm gonna go pick up some lacquer thinner. This is the only thing that really cleans everything. So anyway, if you do fiberglass work, I'm not an expert at anything. I just try everything. Just get fiberglass resin, and with it is gonna come some of this, and you just mix it in. And the tank's full, if I didn't already. So in the last video, we were cutting up the car, or Justin was, but I ran out of oxygen. So I took the bottle down to get it refilled. And then getting back to this morning, I put fiberglass on there. Here's the front side. It's pretty well set up. I mean, it's still a little, but I think I can put Bondo on it for overnight. But again, I just wanted to fill that hole so I could do it. And by the way, when I flipped it over, the resin had came out of the holes of the fiberglass and was on here. So I wiped it down with the lacquer thinner that I went and picked up. So I'm just going to put some Bondo on here right now and just let it set up overnight. Okay, Justin, you cut apart that XL. How long do you think it took?
10 hours. It was a lot heavier. So.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get that floor pan on this frame. I got future plans for that frame. But anyway, I'm trying to clean this area up, but I need the front part of that pan. Anyway, I gotta somehow do this by myself. Okay, I'm gonna take this console apart. Just to remind me how it goes back together. Okay, so this piece, screw there, I guess what I was gonna say is a joint, screw, joint, comes up to here. This piece goes here. I guess I don't know what it's for. It's just a filler, I guess. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4. This piece here is shot. It's gonna have to be painted. But anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4 screws here. This here has got a dent in it, apart from somebody sitting on it. There's really no way I can get to it. It's gonna have to be filled because it's got a bent lip. Anyway, there's 3 of these on here. This plastic piece, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think this screw holds on this also. And these 3 here are probably, I don't know what these are, but that's the top. There's an ashtray here. Oh, we didn't go around this, so there's a screw there. 1, 2, must be one over there. I think, see my finger here? I think that's to blow air through. Going back to this, I still don't understand how this thing works. I guess this is just the driver's feet. But what the heck controls that? Anyway, I guess what I'm saying is I think air blows through here into the console and out through here. Looks like there was carpet on here. There's a piece of black carpet. Anyway, that's how it looks on the bottom. Looks like this is a big metal pan. Anyway, I'm gonna take it apart. I think that's enough pictures. This piece of chrome here, I think it snaps onto this piece right here. That one's frozen. Here, this piece comes off. It's kind of deceiving, but take these 3 bolts out, and I guess this whole thing is going to slide out. Yeah, that piece came out like that. And this piece came out like that. Yeah, so a question that might happen later is how do I line the frame with the finish? I guess like that. This piece should look like, well, it's different on this side. Let's look at the picture. Here's the picture. That's what we're looking at. These clips, I don't know that they do anything. Well, look at this is the way they go on. So again, you're gonna forget that. So I think it just catches one of these lips. I'm not sure if this is on upside down or not right now, but yeah, it catches one of these lips and then the screw hole lines up. This thing's in pretty good shape. So there's some rotted metal right there. But besides that, not bad. But like this chrome piece, it's all pitted. Too bad it'll never be chrome again. Bad piece of metal. I welded a piece on. And then I sanded this pretty darn good. Not perfect. And I'll paint that tomorrow. So I'm just working my way through all these pieces to get ready to prime it. I don't know if I need primer because that's not bare metal. The reason I'm making these videos is how it goes back together. Okay, I took a day off. Put a new piece on here. You can't really see it, but it's on there. And I'm starting to stack the pieces up here. They're at least clean. I think this is ready for paint. There's a texture in here. The paint will probably cover that, but it's already, it's already gone here. Take this off. See, this is how it looked. I was showing take that off. So take this off. Again, this is for me to remember. There's 1, 2, holds that on. 2 for the lock. 3 of these if I paint, I don't know why. I'm gonna have to paint some of this black. Get this rubber piece on here. 2 bolts here. This has got some, I think that has some rust on it, I don't know. There's also a piece of rubber on here that I need to take off. I guess that's a stop, I guess. So anyway, I took this off. So I sanded that with 100. But this has some rust, so I'm just going to spray it. Just where the rust is. I mean, I don't know what this is going to do to another paint, but I don't know. A little bit, I had sand down to the metal right there. So this has got some rust on it too. I don't want to sand it all the way down, I'm just going to sand off the rust. I'll be able to flip it over. I think somebody had painted this before. Okay, so let's take a look at this speedometer cluster. These gauges work, I know that. I don't know if they're accurate, but I know they work. Look at the paint, or the whatever. So I don't know if it works or not, but the point is it's on this side, not on that side. I don't know what this thing is. Okay, all the screws are the same length. You can see it. You see here, 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 here. There's a screw right here. I don't know what these are right now. I think they're just to block the light, but there's 1, 2, 3 of them because they're probably going to fall out. This one says fuel on it for some reason. This one says temp. It's aluminum. Really dirty. Okay, I'm just showing you what I found, Justin. Remember I said I don't want to screw you, so. Anyway, these are like plastic chrome. This one, this one. This one. This one says oil and generator. I think they're raised letters. And these, whatever these things are, there's 1, 2, 3 of these. So that's what I see. See, these come off like that. Okay, it's getting harder to keep track of these parts. But anyway, I got the, so the parts that came out of here, again, this is a note to me. Here's the 2 gauges. And I got the screws and any of the small pieces like the spacers and those little light boxes. And here is the speedometer pieces that wouldn't fit in a bag, so there's 2 bags. And I don't know where I'm going to put these. I just don't know, man. If you would think in a shop this big, I have plenty of room. Anyway, I gotta figure that out, and then clean up. And yeah, it's a lot of thinking here, but I think I got all the pieces except for this. I believe this goes like that. Like that. And somewhere I have the screws for that. I'm looking at these screw holes now. I mean, yeah, are those threaded? Yeah, those are threaded. I'll put this in another bag. And then I'll, for myself, once I get all these pieces together, I'm going to put them somewhere. I'm just getting too many pieces, and I'm going to lose track. You know, I'd like to put them in the car, but I'm going to end up moving them again. Up there, it's just, I mean, I got stuff laying everywhere up there. I'm going to have to figure out something, like maybe put them up here. Get rid of all those extra lights. All those lights came out of up here. I don't need them. But what do I do with them if I take them out of there? Oh, you know what? Okay, so put those right there. Along with, I think it's the glove box. Can't remember. Anyway, anyway. And the swing away steering pieces. And what else do we get here? Okay, these are more dash pieces. I don't know where the other cables are. Can't remember that. But that's going to go in here too. So this is the dash. And I don't know what do I call that thing? Instrument panel? Oh, there's the other cables. So down here on this shelf here, maybe that's where I should put this stuff. Down here is everything that came off the dash and the steering wheel. No, where is the steering wheel? Oh, it's over there. Yeah, everything that came out of the interior. I know this is stupid, but I can't remember. Everything that came out of the inside is here, down there, or over there. And I still got work to do in here, but I'm not going to do it yet. I can't tackle that. I got too much going on. And this stuff, this thing here, I'm thinking about soaking this in Evaporist. But not yet because I got too much going on. What is this? Door handles and locks. I didn't even mark this, but this is, I'm gonna have to mark this. This is seats, under the floor seat bolts, seat track bolts. Okay, so seat tracks and console screws. Again, they're just temporary, but I know I'm gonna be wondering, what the heck are those? So that's what those are. Which go next to these here, and this is the locks, and everything else in here I can recognize. Let's see, these go, these are for the firewall. No, these go here, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those go there. These are the kick panel screws. Yeah, I gotta mark these. Everything else I know. Kick panel screws. Yeah, this video, I can't even remember. Like I said, I'm healing from surgery. I'm pretty much healed. But anyway, so this, I think, I can't even remember how this video goes. I think I'm taking apart the instrument panel, I think. And then I'm taking apart the, I just took apart the speedometer. I'm showing in this video where I'm putting the pieces so I can remember. The glove box, the console, I'm looking over at it over there on top of the car. I had to do repairs. I fixed some rust. I sanded it. I'm getting ready to paint some parts. So forgive me on this video. This video is really for me. I don't have to set it on the computer. Let's put it that way. I put the stuff on. That's why I got so many videos. I make a video, all the parts. It might not make sense to anybody else but me. And then if I need to go back, I can look and I can see where all the parts go. So that's where I'm at right now. I mean, how do I clean this? gonna soak this. I'm just taking a picture of that. That's how this goes. Okay, I got the swing away steering main body in here. Just let it soak for a couple days. Okay, it's Friday. I'll show you where I am. I was trying to figure out how to hang parts. So I made this rack here. PVC pipe. Had to put a middle support because it would have bent. So I got the dash, the cowl. I think I talked about that. The console. So I was gonna do it this week, but I'm not ready. Mentally, I'm not ready. So I guess I gotta prime. Again, I'm not a painter, but I guess I gotta prime the steel, the bare steel. So I gotta prime this, at least on one side. I don't know, I guess I should prime that. Where there's bare metal, I don't know that I need to prime everything. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't think I need to do this, or that. Maybe the speaker, I don't know. I don't know. That's what, next week, we'll go over all this spray gun, the mixing, everything I've never done before in my life. And that's it. I need a break. I go over the mask. If I didn't go over it in this video, I think I'm ready. I think I got all the materials. I think I got all the questions answered. It's just a matter of mentally going for it. Yeah, it's Friday. I just been cleaning up, but I want to show this. This is that assembly for the swing away. If you go back again. Well, anyway, in this video earlier, this thing was completely rusted. This has been in here a day. This is leaking, so I'm switching. But anyway, I can't believe it. So I got some other parts sitting here. Look at that. This is the emergency brake. I think I'll just stick it in there. Why not? And I'll stick this in there. Anyway, it's Friday. I'll just let it sit over the weekend. This stuff is great, though. This Evaporust, it really works good. Okay, it's Friday. I don't know what I said earlier, but anyway, I'm getting ready to paint those pieces. You can see them hanging up over here. But again, I've never done this before. But so I bought a mask, a 3M 6000 series mask. Here's the instructions. If this happens to you, well, these instructions are garbage. But anyway, the way it works, I just call them up. This piece here that comes in a package snaps onto there like that. Let's see. Like that. But there's two of these in here, so you only need one. So one's an extra. So that, you take one of these out, you snap this on here like that. This hooks onto here. Well, here's a picture. This picture's kind of right. Like that. again, before I spray anything, I'm trying to figure all this out. Let's see, what else was I going to say? Oh, the question I asked the guy is, why do I have a filter here and a filter here? Why is it why? I'm one of those people that has to know why. But anyway, he says, one is the particles. So once you spray, there's a bunch of particles in the air. That's what this is. This is the chemical. In other words, you might not be able to see the chemical floating around in the air, but that's what this is. So this is chemicals, which is deadly, and this is the particles. So I guess if this snaps onto here, this is going to catch the particles, and then the vapors are going to get caught before they go through here. Again, these snap on like that, kind of. The other thing he says is, again, I call it 3M. If you can, I should not smell any paint at all. If I start smelling paint, this is bad. If I'm having trouble breathing, that means this is plugged up with particles. In other words, it's just not as easy to breathe. Then this needs to be switched. So, if you smell it, switch this. As you use it, the particles are going to plug this up. That's where you can switch. And they do say on here, Misc side. So this writing goes like that. That's my understanding. And if you can hear me chewing gum in this video, that's because let me switch the camera view. I'm sitting down. Yeah, in the 1984 or 5, I was a carpenter foreman on this big 1 million square foot job in Alameda, California, and somebody was doing chew, and I went over there and tried it. I never heard it before. I never heard of it before. I never saw it before. I was just a stupid young kid. I tried it, and I kept going back. He was like a carpenter on another part of the site. I kept walking over there. Then I got hooked. I got hooked on chew for 42 years. I've been doing it. So I just had this cancer, if you watch my video, colon cancer, which the chew may or may not have caused it. But anyway, I decided to quit. So I'm on my, I'm looking around. I'm on my 15th, 14th day with no nicotine. So I'm chewing gum. I've quit alcohol. I quit alcohol 9 or 10 years ago. I quit smoking weed. I'm old. I'm 70, but I quit smoking that, I don't know, 15 years ago. But this chew, man, the thing about chew is you can chew at any time. Like, I could be in an office building. Nobody would know I had it in there. I could be in a doctor's office. I've done it. It's in my mouth. They don't know. That's why it's so hard to quit. Because you can do it all the time. It's not like smoking. You can't smoke everywhere. You can't drink everywhere. But chew, you can do it anywhere. Anyway, so if you hear this, that's me fighting the nicotine urge. So I haven't slipped back yet. So if you're trying to quit nicotine, if you're trying to quit chew, first of all, you got to make up your mind. But what I found, this is what I did. What you miss, what I missed was something in my mouth, the nicotine in my mouth, not in my lungs, in my mouth. So you quit and your mouth feels funny. I mean, it's like a terrible urge. So what I found out is get some of that vape, which I've never done before. I went out and bought one of those vapor cigarette type things. And I just did it when the urge was more than I could stand. I did the vape. Just one or two, just in my mouth, and I didn't inhale it. And then I put it away. So the first day I quit, I went and bought this vapor thing. I did it like 10 or 15 times. Next day I did it, no, 15 or 20 times. Next day it was like 10 or 20, 10 or 15, and so on. After 4 days, I didn't use the vape anymore. And but then I needed I read that it takes 3 days to get nicotine out of your system. So after 3 days, the nicotine was out of my system. I quit the vape, but then I had this urge. I needed something in my mouth, and I started eating a lot of food. Anything. But then I go, man, I'm gonna gain 1,000 pounds if I don't do something. So I bought gum, and first I had sugar gum. Well, I don't know what you call it. Not sugar-free, but regular gum. So right now I'm doing sugar-free. The other weird thing is I keep biting my tongue. Not keep. Every so often I'll bite my tongue. And it's like I don't know why, because I never bite my tongue, but, right on the back edges, like I was biting it back here. And then I bit it up there here. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. So anyway, I'm getting ready to paint. I'm just being careful because I don't want to do this. Hopefully I don't have to do this twice. I'm going to paint the parts. I'm going to read the manual. And that's what I'm going to do. So it's Friday. Again, there's no rush. I'm going to try to do it right. I'm making sure the mask is right. I'm making sure I mix the paint right. Or I understand how to mix the paint right. How to prepare the surface of the parts I'm going to paint, and so on. Once I do it, it'll probably be simple, but the first time is it's kind of spooky. I don't want to do it twice. Look at me. Chew gum. Well, another thing about chew is, see my teeth? For years and years and years, I didn't want to smile because the chew gets in your teeth. You can see they're kind of yellow. So now I can smile without pieces of chew being in my teeth. But my teeth are kind of yellow. But I'm 70, Anyway, it's I guess young guys that are watching, if there's any young guys watching this, that's how I quit. Try not to start. What I found out in life is it's easy to start something. Everybody, your parents will say, hey, don't. They won't say exactly, but, don't drink. But you don't get it. You don't listen because you don't realize that this might become habit forming, and you need it. You mentally need it. The alcohol, I just quit. I just went cold turkey. I just stopped and quit. This is what happened with the alcohol. 9 years ago, I think it was about 9 years ago. I wanted to quit. I always, once you're addicted to anything, you want to quit. But when you're doing it, you feel like you're having fun. But anyway, I drank this last time I drank. It was like a hot summer day. Looking at these birds flying around. I think they're swallows. Look up here. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, it was a hot summer day. Hey, gone. Don't nest in here. Don't nest in here. The other day I found a baby bird in here. It looks like they're looking for a place to nest. Yeah, the bird's just sitting up there, looking around. It's like, where can I put a nest? Anyway, it was real hot, and all of a sudden, I couldn't cool down, and it felt like my heart was going to stop. I was just like, it's like I was super overheated, which had never happened to me before. I'm gonna have to go behind the walls or something to get this bird out of here. She's just sitting there going, well, what should I do? Anyway, that's why I quit drinking. Weed I quit because I started getting anxiety. Go on, get out of here. Problem is, once I close the shop, they get trapped in here. Oh, another thing happened yesterday. I got a neighbor. Her husband died. I got one neighbor. I live up on a hill. There's one house near me. Her husband died, and he mowed the lawn and did all that stuff. And so I noticed that her grass was getting long. And the bird's distracting me. And then and she had one of those, hey, go on, get out of here. Go on. Go on. I need my hammer. I'll get back to this story. So anyway, the bird flew out. I went and got my hammer. I was going to pound on the wall. So I noticed the grass was getting long, and I know she had trouble with that, what do you call it, zero-turn mower before, because I helped fix it once, about a couple years ago. So I walked over to her and I said, oh, and she was pushing a power mower, the push power mowers. And I went over to her and I said, you can use my mower. She just started crying. I mean, she started crying, and I gave her a hug for like 45 seconds. She just was crying, just because I guess she just felt helpless and nobody cared, or I don't know. Anyway, I did something good, and she mowed her lawn. So now back to what I was doing. Look at this weird bug over here. I think they come out of the pine trees. I'm starting to see them in the pine trees. They're really weird bugs. They don't bite. They're ugly looking. They're like turtles, kind of. That's it. Back to what I was doing. Anyway, back to the mask. That's how it should look. So I might have talked about this before, but this is off the Trans Am. This is where I cut out for the hood pop out. I decided this would be a good place to just spray my first paint. Here's the cowl. It's sanded. It's stripped down on one side, but not the other. But so let me just say this again. I have never painted a car. I've never used a sprayer before, but so I stripped this down, and I even cleaned it with a toothbrush to get into all these weird spots. Just with some soapy water. I use Windex, and then I rinsed it off outside and then blew it off. So anyway, this is already primed, so I don't need primer, in my opinion. This I stripped, so I do need a epoxy primer on this side, but only on some spots on this side, if at all. This dash, the same thing. It had a dash pad on it and some rust, so that is going to be primed. Let's see what else I got left here. Oh, so then we got the console. This is the console upside down. This is going to be painted. Now again, I don't remember what I talked about, but this area with the stain here, I think this is where somebody's foot kept hitting all the time, and it just, if you look close, there's a texture on here. But here, the texture is gone. And here, I think, was their knee rubbing. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, this is going to be painted, but I don't think it needs primer. Yeah, while I'm looking for that other piece, which I can't find. So yesterday I put this in, and this in. Look at the rust is gone. Okay, I'm getting ready to paint parts on the car and the car. I've never done it before with a real paint with real spray gun. So I'm just going to go over the parts that I have bought and how I think it all works. You can double check for yourself, but this might help you because it took me a while just to figure out what I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, let's just talk about what I'm going to paint. I'm going to paint the car. I'm going to paint the interior parts. So how do I do that? So I'm going to paint the car last. I got to prime it. I think I got to clean it with acid. So what I've done so far is I have this table here that I use for everything. I'm going to put plastic on it. Just because I think stuff's going to fly off here. I've already blown the shop out like 5 times. I don't have a paint booth. So I'm just going to do the best I can. It's going to be what it is. It's not going to be a professional job, okay? Also, I needed these small parts, so I had this PVC pipe that was taped together. So I just hung up my parts on that, if I didn't talk about that already. So anyway, I'm going to lay plastic on here, and then I'll show you what I'm doing next. This plastic is left over from 8 years ago when I remodeled the house. So I'm using it. But now I found out it's way too big. So I'm just going to cut it in half so if I need more, I can lay it down on the table again. Okay, so I laid plastic on here. Again, I'm trying to keep most of the contamination from the table. And it'll blow off plastic easy. But anyway, I got these all sanded down. The thing I'm trying to figure out is how to... Those I could hang, but this I'm not sure. This is just an awkward piece. The only way it will sit is like that. Or like that. So I'm just going to pin it just like that. This piece here, this side needs to be epoxy primered. This side doesn't. So I think what I'm going to do is, okay, I finally got it figured out or working or something, but so right now it's on, you can see 110. That's the line pressure that I have out at the compressor. But when I give it the gas, watch the gauge. So it's going down to, I guess that's how it works. So if I adjust this, let's see what happens. I don't know what this does yet. It's supposed to do the amount of fluid coming out, but I don't know what that means. Let's turn it all the way in. Nothing comes out. Something comes out. More comes out. So I'm going to have to play with this. Right now I put in lacquer thinner.